So I do want to also talk about some news of the day. What is the latest update on the federal budget negotiations? Will Congress be able to avoid a government shutdown, or will we
Yeah,
be getting a stopgap bill rather than reaching a full year of funding?
um, my guess is we'll end up coming back in early December and doing a continuing resolution, punting it into the new presidency, because that might give us an opportunity to actually get rid of some of the legacy things that are in the budget that we think are quite disharmonious to economic growth.
Like what, for example?
There's certain subsidies in there that date all the way back to COVID that are still being rolled in as subsidies, and they should have expired a couple of years ago. So that, I mean, there's examples like that woven through the budget. The hard part for most people to understand is every dime that a member of Congress actually votes on. So all of defense and all of non-defense discretionary, that's what we vote on, is on borrowed money today. Um, the mandatory, the Social Securities, the Medicares, the veterans benefits, those are on autopilot. So when 75% or so of the US budget is functionally mandatory, it's a formula. The 25 or so percent we get to vote on. Yet for every dollar the United States takes in tax receipts, we spend $1.39. So $1 in, $1.39 out. So when you start having people say, well, if you just cut that, you'd be fine. We did a math experiment on a floor speech the other day, which once again, I really appreciate Forbes Breaking News for taking my floor speeches and putting them up on your YouTube
Of course,
channel.
our audience loves to tune into those.
Yeah, I can't believe how many people are willing to look at some idiot walking through the economics. But we were trying to make a point. If you fired every non-uniformed, so civil service employee in all the federal government, all of them, the budget for that last year was $213 billion. We're going to borrow maybe 2.3 trillion this year. Getting rid of every non-uniformed employee in the federal government only takes care of 10% of the borrowing. And I, only reason I say things like this is I'm trying to help people understand the scale is enormous and it's structural. It's the benefits that people have earned, but over the last half century, Congress never set aside the money for something called the baby boom population, this large demographic bubble that moved into those benefits.